Hi everyone, this is Jarl XL from channel Duello, and the new season has started, and the new balance patch arrived. Well, some expected changes happened, but not exactly the way people thought it would be. Well, Milva and King of Beggars got nerfed both, which is really good for the health of the game. Well, Milva's nerf is really significant, and that death blow nerf is really a good idea. But maybe we'll see her in the future, I don't know. But she isn't really great right now. King of Beggars, on the other hand, has received a fair nerf in my opinion, and he's, I think, still useful. We will see more of him. But I mean, just changing the Milva is gonna affect the meta really big time. Because, you know, no thanks to Milva, we weren't able to play a lot of engine decks and so on because they were getting annihilated. So at least we have a chance. Maybe we can play vampires or inspired zeal or something like that. So I think that's a good change. On the other hand, there are some ugly interactions, and the first day of the patch was just an awful experience. Since I mean everyone kind of expected that people would try Invigorate. Why? Because Invigorate received, really good buffs, and most of the decks were just built around to beat them, like Yerdens and so on. So anyway, I mean the obvious choice for shooting the content for YouTube is just try the new deck. Let's revisit Invigorate. If it really sucks, if it still sucks, or is it playable? I think it's playable, but not right now. Or I mean, why? Because I mean, there are really some awful matchups. There's the Skeletalist deck that you can face, but just annihilates this. And since we're playing Invigorate, we just have to play Devotion to play Torque. And since I'm playing Devotion, I don't have enough answers to many of the problems. And also, the version that I'm running has plenty of thinning. I mean, I faced a couple of mill decks. Again, not a great matchup as well. So it was just an awful experience. I really didn't have a good time while creating this content. So I think I'm gonna share with you 2 or 3 games. I only won 1 game, so I'm gonna be honest with you. So I really don't recommend you guys testing out Invigorate yet. Maybe my version isn't the most optimal version, but I think that's how you should play. It didn't work out, so I gotta admit. But anyway, I'm gonna share this deck guide still with you, and hopefully you get more successful than me. Okay, so let's take a look at the deck. So Invigorate is changed right now. Instead of 2 charges boost 5 units, now we have 3 charges boost 4 units in your hand by 1, and this brings more points to the table. And again, having 3 charges is really good, because if the opponent is clever enough, he will try to bleed you out in the second round. I mean, they will try to get round control and bleed you out in the second round, and all your big point cards, boosted cards, will have to be played. And then there's all sorts of toll punish in the meta, so you could get severely punished. The only thing you can, try to do is, I guess, somehow win their first round, get round control, and try to bleed your opponents with your cards and so on, and try to play a short round, as short round as possible, and finish the game with your boosted up Gord and Skags and Torque. But it isn't easy to do. Anyway, so what's this deck about? I mean, what are the cards? Well, the deck is built around Torque. Torque will start in your hand if you have Devotion, and I don't see any other usage for this card. And whenever this card is boosted, he boosts a random different unit in your hand by the same amount. So the cards in your hand get huge all of a sudden. So, well, there are obviously some good interactions with Torque. Like, for example, Sheldon Skaggs love getting boosted. When you play him, you damage an enemy unit by the amount Sheldon is boosted. So, if you boost Torque, there's a chance that Skaggs can get boosted as well. And then there's Philovandrel. When you play Philovandrel and Melee Row, you create and play a Scoia'tael special card with a provision cost equal to this unit's power, so boosts on him is really important, but you gotta pay attention to the power. So depending on the number, you have options. You have Scoia'tael spell options, so if you want to play, for example, Isengrim's Council, Philovandrel should be at 8. If you want to go for Call of the Force, it should be 9 and so on. So keep an eye on that. And Philovandrel at 6 power is pretty good because you can play Bountiful Harvest, and Bountiful Harvest will boost some units in your hand. So that's why you gotta pay attention to him, but he has to be in your hand, obviously. The same problem is for Skaggs as well. I mean, both of these guys need to be in your hand. But since there are a lot of thinning, I mean, even if you don't have them in round 1, you eventually get them in round 2 or maybe 3, and there's also the potential of drawing them with Isengrim's Council and Call of the Force, because you know they come into play boosted, and again, I mean not Sheldon, but especially Philovandrel. If you Call of the Force Isengrim's Council him, I mean he comes 6, and then you can play another Bountiful Harvest. And then we have Simlas. Simlas is basically here to play a couple of Bountiful Harvests, because I mean hand boost is what you want to do. And as you notice, there are a lot of spells in this deck. So your finisher is Herald Gord. You usually, Gord usually receives about 10 to 12 boosts from spells. I mean, there are 16 units, so you gotta have units to be compatible with your leader. So maybe that's the problem. Maybe we should go for just, you know, hand boost and forget about spells. So that could be a different approach. But I think, I mean, especially since you're playing Bountiful Harvest, I think Gord should be the choice here. And then what else? I have a single Call of the Force and Isengrim's Council and Fav. These are all for, you know, consistency purposes. You usually draw most of your goals in this deck. And Fav can also, you know, draw you a, say, crucial card like Caress or Rebuke, in case you need them. And then we have Sirsa. This got buff as well. No longer it requires Death Blow to get a boost. Well, I mean, Death Blow is nice, so you can target the unit that you're boosting. But if you can't hit the Death Blow, you just, you know, target a random unit. So basically, Sirsa is carrying a Circle of Life with her. And there's also Harmony Tick. So in some cases, she could get 3 or 4 harmonies. And well, Dunka is a great opener, especially in the first round. I mean, obviously, she has a great interaction with all of the cards in your hand because she gives boosts to you. And then the bronzes, we have obviously double Harvest, double Sorcerers of Blathana. Well, I mean, you can always give boost to them as well. They need to be boosted to, you know, provide value. And then we have a couple of Nature's Rebuke. We have a Force Protector. So the Rebuke could be a target for Force Protector, and Force Protector could sometimes play Bountiful Harvest as well. And then we have a single Circle of Life. I wanted to add double, but I couldn't. I really wanted Sorcerers more than this. A couple of Caresses. You could go for a single Caress and a Tampering. I mean, we could be facing Lux, and there's several Dryads in this deck, so I think, and maybe you could break your Harvest and Simlas, go for a couple of these. And then for the other bronzes, we have Elven War Dancer. This card got buffed a couple of months ago. If this card is boosted, it will hit for 3 instead of 1. And you usually do that with your leader, so this usually plays for 7, which is nice. There is Watcher of the Valley. I'm not sure about the inclusion of this card. I mean, if you boost two of these cards, the second one could play for an insane amount of points. And there's this, again, newly buffed card, Hawker Support. And again, this card needs to be boosted to get value. If it's boosted, you boost a unit in your hand by 3, and that unit should always be Torque, in my opinion. So, as you see, that this brings a lot of value. However, this is a really low tempo play, so that's why I didn't want to include 2 of them. I just added a 1. Instead, I added 1 more Mahakam Defender. I mean, you boost this guy, so it turns into an engine. So, I mean, these 4-point cards are pretty good, actually. But for some reason, I mean, it didn't work out in this meta for me. I would recommend just, you know, waiting for a bit. Maybe after a couple of days, you could give this deck a try. But right now, it failed miserably for me. But I mean, I usually finish the ladder at top 500, so the opponents I'm facing are slightly better opponents. You know, they all finished in top 500, so maybe that's the reason it didn't work out so great today. Anyway, so we're gonna see the games that I played. Hopefully you like them, and see you in another duello video. I hope this is Hyperthin, not Mill. And why is anybody playing Mill? I just cannot, I mean, understand this. Nilfgaard has plenty of, you know, good options. I'm definitely sure this is Mill. Anyhow, I think I should just keep on to the good cards. Okay, let's start with this, and Ilga Forts or something like that will come out, I guess. Okay, this is Hyperthin. That's good, but this is gonna get well, okay, that's the best option, obviously. These are bad options, though. Okay. 4 points. So let's at least take a look at our boost options here. Okay, so I'm gonna take the left one. Besides, it's just 1 more points. Okay, so I gotta keep playing here, sure. And then maybe play this. Not bad. 21 points with 2 cards. Irrigate or Thinning. Okay, I think it's time to use our first leader charge. Torque. Sheldon. Defender. And who will be the 4th? I really don't want to boost these. This could be good, you know, nice tempo play. Then play this, I guess. I'm trying to playing around assassination and treason and you know, that kind of stuff. Edmund's Tongue for big points here. I'm probably gonna go for Simlas into Or I could just pass. If I pass, the opponent's gonna bleed me, probably. But would bleeding be good for him? I guess it will be good for him, so I think it's best to take ground control here. And I do that. The positioning of cards is really bad here. Sheldon and Torx are here. Anyhow, let's just do this. 6 points. I don't think I will play any boost cards. But anyway, I mean, this is a target, so why not? Just as I expected. So if I go for Call of the Forest here, what am I getting? These are my elves options. A lot of elves on the board. Not ideal. I mean, I could go for Forest Protector into... That's just too much, man. I think I should go for more thinning here. Because... Well, that's a pretty good find. Oh, 50 points. Opponent's obviously gonna pass it. Oh, he's playing. Okay. That's good. Okay, so Sunset Wonder will come out. Will I be okay with that? I think I'll be okay with that. And also Snowdrop. I don't think the opponent can. Well, I think Leader and Snowdrop could save him. But still, that's a big commitment. The ideal scenario would be Leader and Snowdrop and Sunset Wonder, but that's just asking too much. I don't think that will happen here. Time is running out. Opponent needs to play faster. He's got to play Leader here. That will be really bad for him if he doesn't. Wait, he's playing Sunset Wonders from hand. What happened there? Just I think someone's messed up. Oh, that's really bad. What's going on here? Okay, so Leader won't bring him much value. So a farm must be really at the bottom of the deck or something like that. So which version of Hyperthin this is? I think we could see Lux. Still, I'm gonna take that. Watcher of the Valley did not develop much. If the opponent passes, I'm gonna use Danka. I think this is better. Opponent starts with leader, interesting. What? The position is terrible here. One could be running assassination. So let's play around that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Well, obviously Luck's not gonna do anything to her. Okay. So let's play this then. Nice, more boost. Nice. So since the opponent is playing Ramon, maybe we'll not see Heatwave, which would be really great. But let's not keep our hopes up. So there's still Luck. But do I have an engine? I think one of them should go. Yeah, these are better choices. Gourd isn't that big though. And I'm gonna start. Okay. This is a good start card. This. This. This and this, I guess. We're always boosting torque. Because it's, you know, he causes some additional boosts. But this is kind of concerning. So who will we call to forest? I mean, drawing one of them would be really great here, but it didn't happen. What happened there? Okay. Let's do this then.
Stop gurgling like that.
Hopefully there isn't an assassination here. Okay, luck as I expected. This is the reason we're running luck here. Unfortunately, I don't have a... Well, I think this is... Well... 1, 2, 3... I think this is the best choice here. And nice hit, by the way, here. Here comes Yennefer Divination. Let's just kill that. Okay. These are some massive cards. But the opponent was able to thin out this deck properly. Why is he playing these earlier?
Strong magic.
Does not make much sense.
Who watches the watchers?
Okay, so let's take a look at our values here. 17. This is worth 26 points, which is kind of crazy. And this is 20, and this is 5. So we'll probably go from, I mean, less, okay, that's really good. Here comes Sarthesius. Well, we'll go force, and I hope it's not Heatwave. Well, it is Heatwave. What can you do?
I'll give you iron poles, you scoundrels, you!
So a lot of toll punish. I don't think can. Well, maybe we will win, because there's 21 points here. So Wilgeforce can kill Triss and get his own. So that's gonna play for 15 if he does that. Yeah, I think that was a logical choice, but little he knew that, I mean, it's just too big. I would have got probably one of these. It wouldn't matter, I guess. Okay, finally I was able to get a good game. Can we keep up with Battle Trance? That's the question. Here, we got some removal tools, so maybe we'll survive. And I'm not on blue coin, which is good. The sound looks okay, not great. I don't think we need Caress here. I think I'm gonna keep this. Hafru.
Oh, how wonderful! You speak our tongue.
Okay, let's do our boosts first. First patch of boosts. And maybe with this. His brother isn't here though. So if I do this, I will get Concoction, maybe. Hmm. I'm gonna start with this first. Boost torque. Okay, that is a great target. Just as I wanted. Now she's out of the decoction reach. Okay, opponents playing the half rules for big point slam cards. Let's just play our chunky Tonka. Coral.
That might even be amusing.
Okay, that's good. I want death blow. Use a stratagem. I want death blow for Cirsa. Oh, he didn't use. Okay. Oh, and then maybe we'll make him use. The problem is I don't have this or this in my hand. Can I win the round without using Simless? It's really not sure. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna rebuke this. Well, this is not a great. Okay. Sure.
Parle sorta!
Okay, now I can play some mess. Okay, so that's good. One less. Let's play her first.
Out already. I don't have all day.
Circe's also getting some harmony ticks. What's the deal here? Really?
My home is wherever the
Please use that as well. Okay. Well, unfortunately, she got hit, so she's not gonna be able to. Let's play our Simlas first.
Why should I, an elf, a sage,
Get the harvest out. I think I should play this.
Ugh, stop gurgling like that.
Not enough to pass the opponent though. An obvious pass. So hopefully we can find another. Yeah. Okay, let's go for carryover here. Oh, what a hit.
who watches the watching?
Okay, let's shorten the round as much as possible. This is useless. Somewhat useful. Okay, so I think I'm gonna start with bountiful house, maybe. Yeah, let's do that.
Fine.
So be it.
Not get in the way of me axe.
Let's use our leader. Okay, this is actually what I was looking for. Another bountiful harvest.
Enid and Glenna!
5 points, 5 points. There still is. I'm gonna save the last leader charge here, because I don't plan to play these two this hand. That really does nothing. So display for 8. Okay, sunset's coming out.
That is your brilliant move, truly.
Yeah, it did. Since it's out, I can keep playing here. What? I'm gonna pass here. I've seen some different cards here. Also, maybe the opponent isn't running Heatwave. That's the case, I have a chance. If he's running Heatwave, I don't. Well, I don't have the 4th target for the leader.
Reach beyond what the eyes see and the ears hear.
So Call of the Forest will find Sheldon Skaggs and he's gonna hit for 2. Amazing. So this will generate a ton of points. I mean, not having Sheldon in hand is really bad, as you see here. Oh, I hope it's not Bride of the Sea, but Bride of the Sea cannot play without rain. Goose, yeah, sure. Yeah, draw everything. I can't even find Skanks here. Oh my god. Great, great, great job. Well, at least let's do this.
Traveling is an option, you see.
Does he have another druid?
This is not what we agreed.
One who is blind can yet see.
So the last card is Heatwave, I guess. And I mean, he has leader, entire leader, so. Yeah, besides it's heat wave. Easy win for the opponent. And he's just robbing it to my face as playing the leader. Great job, whoever you are. Okay, so this is one of the good players here. I don't know why he wanted to do that. I'm not playing a toxic deck or anything.